Hey guys, Liquid here, and welcome back. Let's play Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. Where last left off, we have begun the plant section, basically. We had, in the beginning, we were on the tanker, as playing as the good old Solid Snake. And basically, a bunch of stuff went down on the tanker. And the tanker sank into the sea. Ocelot took off in Metal Gear Ray. And basically, we've skipped forward like 5 years. I believe because this is 2009. This game takes place. This section takes place in. And basically, we're infiltrating Big Shell, which is a cleanup facility. Basically, using to clean up all the damage and whatnot left behind by the tanker accident. Now we're playing as an operative who was originally known as Snake, but now has been identified as Raiden. Oh. We're gonna get a lot of codec calls and cutscenes, so
got your feet wet.
Be prepared.
These are the basic controls for swimming.
I got my feet read, all right. You know what I'm saying?
In corresponding directions using the up, down, left, and right movement of the left stick.
Push the punch button to dive down from the surface.
Colonel's voice sometimes sounds a bit odd. Keep that in mind. Like the way that he kind of intonate, like his intonation on his words, like is a bit odd. He's seems to have lost a little. He's not as. Oh man, not as sociable as he was in MGS1.
Move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Change your heading with the left stick.
Yeah,
Takes you up, down takes you lower.
see how his voice kind of goes deeper like that. Keep that in mind.
The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
Okay, thank you. With the Colonel's advice, hopefully we'll be able to manage to avoid drowning. Right, okay, let's actually... Okay. The controls are like not inverted, so that's why I accidentally serviced, but in this water there is an item we want. Where is it? Use my handy dandy paws to try to find where it is. But he does have quite a bit of breath. Now, one thing that I did not look at in the tanker mission, unfortunately, was I never actually saved the game in the tanker mission, so we kind of missed it out. Yep, thermal goals. Well, that's beautiful. But Otacon actually serves as your Mei-Ling there, and is trying to quote Chinese proverbs and whatnot, doing his best to look stuff up. And so there's actually quite a few interesting things that we could have heard. And apparently, eventually, if you actually save enough, Mei-Ling herself actually comes on and corrects Otacon, hey, what you doing? These little robots and these bugs. See what the Colonel has anything to say about them. Little insects.
Look at all these bugs. The seawater is polluted with crude oil, and yet they can still survive.
It's an altered bug that can resolve crude oil.
Altered?
Yes, through genetic engineering. It was created in the lab to combat frequent oil spills. It doesn't exist naturally. The bug is genetically altered with DNA from a bacteria called Pseudomonas, which can decompose crude oil. It has an enzyme in its body that can break up oil, and was modified so it instinctively consumes any crude oil that it absorbs. One of the reasons the Big Shell has little oil pollution is because of this bug. It also helps in reducing costs and the number of spill maintenance workers. It's a form of bioremediation. It's for the most part innocuous, so no need to be worried. Those bugs have ravenous appetites. Be careful that they don't end up eating your rations. Shake your equipment to protect the items from sea lice.
No, I'm not sure if that can actually happen. Interesting. I feel if they can actually get onto your rations or something. I know, like in previous games, like, there have been things like, you know, having a snake in your inventory. Like in Metal Gear 2, there's like a bit where you like get a snake in your inventory and you can like it can like eat your rations and whatnot. I wonder if something like that actually exists, or if that's just like completely fictional, like the bugs that are modified to clean up oil and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I believe there's a. I'm just gonna look. I'm not sure where it is, but there was an interesting item we could pick up. It might not be here. We don't really need it though. And there's an interesting item I want to pick up. A nice ration. Does it say Metal Gear 2? Sons of Liberty on that door? Yeah, that wasn't me moving the camera there. Fella wake up from a nap or something?
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gerlukovich man.
Gerlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Like a mockery of that. Man, are you serious? Mockery of that Makarov.
Raiden, you should be used to the controls by now. Proceed with your mission. The clock is ticking. Get on the elevator on the far side of this area and get to the upper section of the Big Shell.
Got it. Got it, Chief. Let's quickly look. Metal Gear 2. Yeah, Sons of... What? Does that say Guns of Patriots? Huh? What? Because Guns of the Patriots is the name of the fourth game. Bit interesting. Not sure if I was supposed to read that right. There's a familiar back of head.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh.
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
So we gotta activate this node, as they say, to activate our radar, which will come in handy before these fellows wake up. Beep. Oh, oh. That's some vibration. Login successful. I think he's gonna ask us to like input some information here. Maybe? Yep. Codename. Okay, I'm gonna put in a liquid. I'm not sure like if there's like Easter eggs for like certain names or something like that, because it'd be funny if like because liquid is a Metal Gear name. Birthday. I'll put in my birthday. UK, what? Haha. And now it asks us like a bunch of weird like settings for the actual game itself, like blood. I believe like, this stuff you can act. It's just the option screen basically. You can quit the entire game. Yeah, we're good.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now?
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid. It's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use
as opposed to technology that does not exist.
Resonance, so be careful. The Big Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside a proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
Hello, Miss Analyst. What?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose.
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96.
I'll have to turn in some saves.
I just switched frequencies. Jack?
What?
Do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well. I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you go now, Jack. Take care.
Honestly, I might have actually played this game on April 30th, 2009, just so it could be like Metal Gear Solid Day. Oh, and these fellas are about to wake up. If you know those stars, let's really just look around this place to see if there's any. Oh man, this.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until the elevator arrives. You must stay out of sight.
Yeah, I kind of considered April 30th, 2009 to be like Metal Gear Solid Day, Metal Gear Solid 2 Day, and so I played this game that day, I'm pretty sure. Uh-oh, man. Right now, unlike the tanker mission, we're completely... This is a... Oh.
Who's there?
Oh boy.
Oh, who's there? Enemy sighted.
We're,
Requesting backup unit.
all equipment, OSP, like on-site procurement. So we do not have any tranquilizer dart and whatnot with us.
The terrorists call
Gotta
themselves
look at our
Sons of Liberty.
our hero.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The
The hero of Shadow Moses?
So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node
Unprepared.
to log in from.
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10 has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
The Big Shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment.
I like the
First,
design
get
of
to a
the
node.
Big Shell.
Log into the network.
Got it.
Alright. So yeah, like those nodes basically are how you activate the radar. Like I see now we've lost the radar, but if we get to another node we can activate the radar. So this here is the Big Shell. Basically, you know, for the rest of the game we're basically going to be exploring this place. And I just like it because it's like it's a very methodical, like there's a very set pattern to it. You know, it's like it's just a very interesting thing. Yeah, like the struts, which are the actual platforms here, the bridges that connect the struts, the center core, and then we can't actually look at strut 2 yet, or at shell 2 yet, it looks like. So here we're at shell 1. President, I think, was in B, I think it said. So we'll need to try to make our way over there. And we can actually get twisted around, look at it. It's a little thing. It also kind of looks a little bit like, you know, to someone who doesn't know any better, it kind of looks like a molecule or something like that, which does kind of fit the game's aesthetic. Let's continue. So this here is Raiden, folks. So now, here's the thing, right? When this game came out, to my understanding, basically, in all the trailers and whatnot, this Raiden character was never hinted at, alluded to, shown at all. Oh, isn't that great? And they even, they even showed gameplay of this Big Shell Raiden portion, but they subbed in the character model of Snake, right? And so people were all thinking, oh man, this would be another good game with Solid Snake and whatnot. But then this character Raiden comes in, which is famously a very famous, I guess, tease in gaming. I guess like a big switcheroo, which I know a lot of people apparently were disappointed. Personally, I don't really mind the Raiden character. I think that he and especially his relationship with that Rose character that we just met, I think is very interesting as we get to learn more about Raiden, more about Rose and whatnot. Like he's a very he's got a lot going on. I think so let's I mentioned before, right? We can do this, right? I can't remember how you actually do the push-ups, pull-ups. Right. You just like hold this, tap it? Nope. I don't wanna. Man, this is really actually going first person like this. This is pretty cool. Man, it is a really nice, it's like very nice looking game. Of course, we're all playing on the HD collection, but there we go. It's L2 and R2 at the same time. One thing about Raiden here is I don't think it ever comes into play in this game, but the name Raiden, basically literally means something like lightning in Japanese, which like I said, I'm not sure if it actually comes into play in this game, but there is stuff out there where Raiden is sort of known for. Raiden does become sort of associated with lightning in later games. Not really spoilers to say that there is a game that exists called Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and the tagline is like lightning bolt out action or whatever. I'm not sure how long this will take, so let's maybe break this into like little bursts or something like that, like maybe like 10 at a time, every now and then, depending on how many it is. Let's do 5 more, just for kicks, and then we'll. Alright. Strong fella, like honestly, like doing a bunch of pull-ups like that isn't the easiest thing. Like he's got some strong lats, as they say. Let's head on. Lock day. I was half expecting a call from Colonel again. Yeah, it's the M9, which again that's the that's like a it's like the 3rd time I've fallen. That's lethal, and so I'm not really that interested. Take a look around. Nope, little hole. Man, what do you want?
Raiden, look at that wire fence.
Oh, yep.
You
I
may
never
be
would have
able to
thought,
crawl
considering I'm
through it.
halfway through it.
Crouch down using the crawl button. Then push the left stick in the direction you want to move. Push the crawl button again to stand up.
You got a cold, Colonel?
You
Like your
can use
voice.
weapons even while crawling. This is different from VR training, so you keep that in mind.
So Raiden, he's been trained in VR quite a bit. But, oh man, are you really serious, man?
Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern. This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Okay. Nothing about the whole Raiden switcheroo is something that, you know, later on, you know, a big theme of this game is misinformation, you know, using the media to... Another call? Oh.
I'll leave the first floor to you, okay? Understood.
Like using the media to spread lies and misinformation, fake news, if you will. And so, the fact that they actually put that in the trailer, that the whole snake switcheroo with Raiden, like honestly, like comes like such a cool tie-in, I think.
Colonel, I've located the node, but it's under heavy surveillance. I can't get in any closer.
Distract them. Try making some noise to draw their attention away.
How?
Flatten yourself against a wall and hit the punch button.
Got it.
I believe they might have actually re-recorded some dialogue for this game, because for the HD version, or like Substance version and whatnot, it's also, you know, it's on PS2 and Xbox. Like the Substance came out on Xbox, the original version was just on PS2. Like I believe like the original version might have just like said the circle button and whatnot. And so this is kind of a, let's look back at this again. Like the sort of thing is, you know, you'll have an inside strut room and an out then the top strut, and so it's like there's kind of like two levels to like each bit. Gotta get the SOCOM for the ammunition, or ammunition for the SOCOM, or SOCOM for the ammunition. KKKY. Whoa, 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 whoa. I could leave, but don't want to do that yet. I want to get the node. Oh man. Oh man. Nerd. Now from here on out, it's just like, yeah, it's a bit weird that it takes you the options every time. Hey man, some people want to change the options. Now we get the good old radar. Oh! I thought I was being sneaky. It's not. Oh. Leave. Shut a roof. This is back to the start here. Oh boy. At least once we get like some sort of gun, Oh my gosh. Please do not see me. If they don't see me, that'll be amazing. But I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Let's equip our rations just because this might be deadly. I know people sometimes apparently do like no alert runs. Oh man. Which I cannot imagine how you do that. Like, I think there might be like a mode or something where it's like, oh, something on that. Probably like some woman or something. Maybe it's like a game. Like each alert is a game over. Oh my gosh. Here's the connecting bridge. There's a new area. Oh, we're bleeding out. I'm not sure. I can't remember if the enemy can detect the blood. I imagine they probably can, just knowing the level of detail in this game.
Raiden, watch out. There are sentries posted on the connecting bridge. They will spot you if you continue on course.
Any recommendations?
Use the hanging mode.
Hanging?
Face any waist-high railing and push the action button to clear the railing and hang over the side. Once there, you can move sideways while keeping out of enemy sight.
All right. Yeah. I'm giving it a try.
Don't forget the grip gauge. It will keep decreasing during a hanging maneuver, and once it runs out, you will fall.
Copy that.
Wait a second. I just intercepted new intelligence on the operation being executed by SEAL Team 10.
Intercepted?
As I said before, they need to be kept in the dark about our presence.
So we just listen in.
I'm patching it through.
This is Alpha Zero. We have the president.
Is he safe?
He is safe.
What about the package?
Tell the guys upstairs that we've secured the package. Easy money.
Good work. Your retrieval is on the way. Come on home.
Roger that. Holy!
Alpha Zero, report.
Damn it! Cover the president!
Come in, Alpha Zero.
This is Alpha Zero. We're under attack. This is crazy. Is that...
Alpha Zero, respond. All Alpha, respond.
Raiden, the president's life is in danger. Head to Strut B now.
See, the seals are having a hard time. Let's heal. Good old blood stopping. Feels good. Now, if I want to be a masochist, I could go back in there, right? Because I'm curious to see what was on that locker. Imagine our alert's probably gone by now. Oh man, that was... It's only one fella, so... I got cocky and tried to like... just jump out in front of him. What do we have here? Konami Eyes. What's that down there? The bridge, like the George Washington, like some bridge. Konami Eyes. Not sure really what I'm looking at there, but all right. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was tense. Could also go this way, which I think this is just like FA connecting bridge. So this is just like just to get a peek of what's all around here. Colonel, I've spotted something else. Yep. I've spotted a cipher. I spotted an enemy cipher.
Raiden, watch your back. That's a cipher, a type of UAV.
UAV?
If it spots you, it will alert enemy personnel. Exercise extreme caution. But you can use chaff to set up an interference field. That'll knock its sensors offline for a while. Try to locate some chaff. You can also destroy the engine or the camera. Some of the UAVs may be armed. Be careful.
And I'm pretty sure destroying them does not count as a kill because you know they're not alive. So I will you know, you probably will see me destroy them. So seal the president's in B strut. B, if you remember, that's what we were told. So let's just head back. We just kind of activated that cutscene, but now let's just head back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh. Oh. No, 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 no. No, oh. No, you don't. I accidentally climbed back up. Sure, eventually we'll get the hang of it, folks, and there will be less cringe going on. Hendenshitsu. Oh my. Flashbacks to MGS1, walking down the hallway of bodies killed by Gray Fox. Being haunted by seems to be some sort of ooh. Sort of vampire looking fellow. Wonder what his name could be. What a... Ooh. He's like has been shown like a lot more blood than I remember. Like even like the splatterings on the walls and whatnot are like so realistic that it is a bit creepy. Careful, Raiden. This one area. Where's the beast, man? He is a vampire. If you're gonna suck my blood, I at least hope that you brush your teeth, man.
day.
Ugh.
Or rather, 6.
Vamp. It'll be 5. We're good 5. It's a good number to keep it on. No one's keeping count. Keeping track.
Get down!
Thanks, buddy. You just saved my life.
Where is he?
I never actually realized this is completely unrelated, but I never realized how analog the L1 and R1 buttons of the PS3 controller were. Is his breath so? Is his breath cold? Is that what it?
Strange smell. You smell like...
I'm like, what?
Are you?
It has to be. Shoot him! What are you waiting for?
Vamp,
Yeah, Queen?
are you all done cleaning up?
Yes, but wait till I tell you what I found.
Something interesting?
I'll tell you in person. Where are you?
In the central unit with the president.
Be right there.
Before it got cut off, it sounded to me like he was, like he said, like smells like s. Like there was an S sound there.
Hold on. I'm not an enemy. Calm down.
Like a nasty beating.
My name is Plissken. Iroquois Plissken. Lieutenant Junior Gray.
Meet you, Plissken. Familiar looking face.
Are you a Navy SEAL? How did you get in?
Fast rope descent from a Navy chopper.
Those bugs are getting around.
Before?
That suit. Are you Foxhound?
That's right.
Foxhound was disbanded. Huh? Where were you before Foxhound? Delta Force?
I was part of the Army's Force 21 trials.
Force 21? That's about tactical IT deployment, right? Any field experience?
No, not really.
So this is your first.
I've had extensive training, the kind that's indistinguishable from the real thing.
Like what?
Sneaking mission 60.
Oh, what?
Weapons 80. Advanced
VR, huh?
but realistic in every way.
A virtual grunt of the digital age, that's just great.
That's far more effective than live exercises.
You don't get injured in VR, do you? Every year a few soldiers die in field exercises.
There's pain sensation in VR and even a sense of reality and urgency. The only difference is it isn't actually happening.
That's the way they want you to think, to remove you from the fear that goes with battle situations. War is a video game. What better way to raise the ultimate soldier?
So you're saying that VR training is some kind of mind control?
Raiden,
Didn't really quite say that, but
The Alpha team from Navy SEAL 10 is dead. No, a single survivor.
The kid's wired with nanomachines.
nanomachines are a hell of a drug.
What about the president?
Looks like they took him somewhere else.
I see. You said there was a survivor from SEAL Team 10.
Yeah, Lieutenant J.G. Plissken.
Has he seen your face?
What?
This is a top secret mission. No one can know that we're involved.
It's a little too late for that. What's up?
Take a look.
What the hell?
A Navy captain.
Okay, Plissken. Lost a lot of blood there.
Give me a few minutes. Must have lost a few more pints than I thought.
What was that man just now?
That blood-sucking freak? That was Vamp. He's Romanian, a wizard with knives, as you saw.
That explains it.
The way he moved didn't seem human.
You won't see that in VR, I guarantee.
What is he?
One of the members of Dead Cell.
Dead Cell? Him?
A special forces unit created by ex-President George Sears. The name was originally intended to reflect its anti-terrorist functions. The unit would launch unannounced assaults on government complexes for the ultimate terrorism simulation. They were needed to show VR troopers like you how to deal with the real thing. But around the time their original leader died in prison, the unit began to unravel. They were always close to the edge, but they became more and more extreme, began to go after US allies, even civilians. We estimate that no fewer than 100 people died as a result of accidents the Dead Cell arranged on their own. They were out of control, and it all came to a head 6 months ago.
What happened?
The unit was devastated. There are only 3 left now, and you just saw one of them.
Why would they go after the Big Shell?
How should I know? I told you they were on the lunatic fringe.
What about their leader? He says he's Solid Snake.
Snake died 2 years ago.
You mean the incident that made this Big Shell necessary in the first place?
Right, and he was the one that sank that tanker.
But he's a legend.
Legends are usually bad news. There's not a lot of difference between heroes and madmen.
You're saying Snake is still alive?
Legends never die, my friend.
One?
No, he's not involved in this one. His body was positively ID'd 2 years ago.
Snake is dead.
And buried.
Insult to injury.
Other soldiers. I saw Russian equipment too.
Former Soviet military. They're probably mercenaries. The Big Shell is too much ground for just Dead Cell members to hold down. You weren't briefed on any of this? And you came in alone to boot? Why?
Valid concern.
What are you really doing here? Can't tell me, huh? Fine with me.
I don't smoke.
Keep it anyway. May come in handy.
Thanks, bro.
Take this, too.
Come in, Alpha Zero. This is Bravo Zero, currently at the bridge between struts B and C. The President is... Damn, I can't hit this thing. It's like some bad dream. Alpha, anyone, come in, all Alpha. This is Bravo Zero.
Aren't you going to answer him?
Good teamwork.
The BC connecting bridge.
We need to get there. Can you handle it?
I need a few more minutes. Remember my frequency. It's 141.80.
141.80. Got it.
Oh, for
I've been
1.80.
briefed on this plant's layout. If you need information on the place or about Dead Cell, contact me. You're using nano communication, right?
Yeah, but I can patch into your frequency.
Hey, what's your name?
Raiden.
Raiden? Strange code name.
Makes up for the boring one my parents gave me.
Maybe I'll find out someday.
How boring your name really is. Okay, Plissken? Not hiding anything? So we met Lieutenant Plissken, little fella, helped us out, and he gave us a weapon, a SOCOM, which we probably will not be using because it can kill people, and I want to try to go non-lethal for a bit. There's a Plissken still hanging out. So I use the nerd. And let's call Rose, and then I'll call the video. I might like call Rose every time, like before the video, before calling the video. Huh. What a mess. So we learned about... Get your rest, buddy. Learned quite a few things there.
What's up, Jack?
A save. Thank you very much. Yes.
Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
That again. I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
That's okay.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
How important?
Important enough? And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why not now?
Tomorrow seems more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this mission? Okay. I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose, there's something I need you to do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I need as much data on him as possible. Everything they have on him after the Shadow Moses incident.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Yes. Should be a burial record somewhere too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from the Colonel. That should get us into the most classified material.
I'm on it. I'll contact you as soon as I find out something.
Well then, be speaking to Rose a little bit more. Hopefully she finds some information. Hopefully we remember what tomorrow is. But I'm going to call the video there, folks. Next time we'll recap a little bit and head on out to Strut B, perhaps. Until next time, look it out.